Hi and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I am with Kevin from 30 and a Wake Up. We are going to do a tour of my van, and we're also going to collaborate. We're going to talk about buying a new van or building out your own van, the pros, the cons, the things that we liked about it, the things that we don't like about it. I am super excited.
I'm really excited too. Thank you for having me on your channel.
Oh,
it's awesome.
If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, head over to 30 and a Wake Up, hit that subscribe button, and follow him on Instagram. He does amazing photos of all over the country. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Kevin. Kevin, why did you buy a new van?
So I do not have a builder's gene in my body, so I was a little bit worried about trying to build out my own van. Like I follow a lot of channels where people build out their vans, like Humble Road, like your channel, and I was just like, I can't do that. Like I'm gonna electrocute myself. It's not gonna turn out pretty. It's just gonna look terrible. And so when I decided to get an RV, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna buy one that I can just go pick up and everything works. And yeah, so that's the biggest reason, to be honest with you.
There you go. And I wanted that. I love building things. I love seeing things progress into the home. I watched so many videos just like you did, and loved all the different things that you could do. And I wanted to create the perfect home while I'm on the road. So I was 100% in on building out. Yeah, definitely.
I get that for sure, though, especially after being inside of your van. I get that for sure.
I do like the fact that on a new van, not everybody can do it. And literally, I know someone that literally just went to a dealer and bought a van. It was that easy.
Yeah.
And right now I know they're in high demand and they're not as easy to get, but
well, that was my story. So for those that haven't watched my channel, I was an international travel vlogger. COVID hit, I could not travel by plane anymore. And I was trying to, I'm a travel vlogger. That's what I do for a living. I'm like, what am I gonna do? And I was sitting at my mother's house in March, and I'm like, you know what? I really loved going on RV adventures when I was a kid with my family. I'm gonna buy an RV. And so for me, it was like, I need it right now because I need to make travel videos because that's what I do. And so that's what I did. At that time, the mad rush to RVs hadn't started yet. It was the very beginning of COVID. No one knew what was gonna happen. And so I was able to just go to a dealership, put down my down payment, and walk out with a van the same day. So,
and that's one, I think we both agreed that that's probably the #1 benefit of buying an already built van. Is I could not finance any of the build. This, it's completely built, you finance it, they insure it as an RV already, and the warranty. You've had fabulous luck with Travado Ram taking care of anything that needed to be replaced. That was a nice perk to it.
Yeah, so I personally didn't finance mine, but when I went to get my van, they showed me all the financing options. And you can actually get a 20-year loan on these vans, so you can really spread it out. Yeah. Like you can spread out the cost of these vans. So I think that's one advantage. You can get that financing. For insurance, I think that's another advantage. This is not insured as a van, it's insured as an RV. Yeah. So if something happens to it, they pay for everything and not just the cost of the van. They pay for the cost of an RV. And also full-time, when you're full-timing in an RV, there's a different kind of insurance that you have to get. And if you have a van that is titled as an RV, you can get that. Yeah. Which you can't get that without that. So that's that's another thing to think about when you're doing this kind of thing that people don't really think about. Right. But this one costs so much more than this one.
Let's talk about that.
Even though I would say even though I would say this one's probably better quality than mine, the interior build, this one costs way more. So when you're thinking about the cost of insurance and all that kind of stuff, like also you have to take into account that you're going to pay way more for this than you are for this, and this one's probably going to be better and more suited to your needs than mine is.
Yeah. So we talked about this ahead of time. We're going to talk about cost, because that's a big aspect of doing a build yourself or buying one already built out.
Yeah.
Now, do you mind telling us?
Yeah, I have no
Ballpark?
problem. So this is a National Park Edition. So this one was $120,000. The sticker price was $159. Obviously, when you go to get a new RV, you're always going to pay about 30% less. This one was $120,000. It's the top of the line with the Volta system, which is like 12,000 watts of power, equivalent to like 1,200 amp hours. Basically.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot
I'm
of power.
So jealous.
So that's part of the cost of it. If you got a normal K like this one, that just has a generator, it would be somewhere between, it'd probably be about 90,000. So, but mine is top end 120,000.
Yeah, but that 12,000 kilowatt, that's amazing. Watt-hour battery. That's
Especially if you're
amazing.
boondocking. If you're just camping at campgrounds, don't waste your money on that, because you're just plugging it anyway.
Yeah.
But if you're doing a lot of boondocking, like, it's awesome.
Okay. So mine, I will say that my purchase price and build, I'm under 60,000.
That's amazing.
I haven't totaled up all the numbers yet, but I'm between probably 55 and 60,000.
Most of you guys have seen the inside of this already, but to my audience, make sure you click up here. I'll link it somewhere to the tour video I did of Jonnie's van, and wait till you see the inside of this thing. Like, it blows my mind that thing is 50,000 or 60. You said $60,000.
It's under 60.
And that's counting the cost of the van.
Correct.
Like, that's insane to me.
It's sweet.
Insane.
It's sweet. Of course, when you don't have to pay for labor, that's a big perk.
Yeah.
Now, I will say it took me between 5 and 6 months to build mine out. I did take a couple trips during that time, but I've got a good 6 months into it. As opposed to going and either ordering one and possibly having some wait time, especially now, or going to a lot or buying one used that is already built out. So,
but I think that can be seen as a disadvantage, but I think it's also can be seen as an advantage, because you got to take it out as you were building it and figure out what you need.
And that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's very valuable, because there's things in my rig that are expensive systems that I don't even use, because I bought mine, off a lot, and there's certain things I would change about it. Where yours, you can change it, or you can say, I want to move this around, or I want to add this. Like you added the power system that you added later, and so you were able to figure that out on the road.
Okay, so another thing that we have discovered that we think is a plus and a minus of building as opposed to buying is everything in my van. I know exactly how everything's wired. I know exactly how the plumbing is completely hooked up, the solar system, how everything is set up. I recently had a problem with one of my solar panels. I was not getting power to my Blue Eddy. I traced it from the beginning all the way back to the Blue Eddy and found the problem. And when you buy an already built out system, you don't know how everything works. And the last thing you want to do is void a warranty by messing with something and voiding the warranty.
Yeah, I would agree. Number one is you don't know where everything is. That's the first thing. You know where everything is. You know where your pipes are, you know where your plumbing is. With mine, you just pull the panel off and you're like, okay, that's where some plumbing is. But you don't really know where anything is, because it's all kind of built into the RV. And it's not made to be worked on by you. It's made to be worked on at a service center. So that is definitely one of the disadvantages. You can go straight in and fix yours and identify where the problem is. For me, I can try to do that, but like you mentioned, I might void the warranty. So I have to make an appointment somewhere. And if you've ever owned an RV and had to make an appointment to get your RV serviced, that's not an easy task, especially nowadays. They're so backlogged. It usually takes at least a month to get in.
Yeah.
Last time I went and had all my warranty work done, the earliest appointment I could get was 2 months out. So I had to wait to get things fixed that were broken. That's definitely a disadvantage. The advantage is, because I have a warranty, they do the work for free. They replace you know, everything. I have this window shade in the front.
It's nice.
Yeah, it
It's
completely
so
fell
nice.
apart on me though, the original
Oh.
one. And so that thing's like $1,200. So I didn't have to, you know, worry about it. They just replaced it. They put a new
Right.
one in there, and it's good to go. So I think that's also one of the. It's a disadvantage. There's a disadvantage and advantages to it as well.
One of the things that I really like about, especially the National Park Edition, of course, the pinstriping, all the outside, that is so nice. But the cabinets on the inside, I like how they looked. I like
Yeah.
that curve. I like that nice, you know, clean, easy to wipe down. I like the way they did it. The upholstery cushions, that's all very, very nice. When you're doing your own upholstery, as you might notice in mine, it's like everything doesn't fit exactly perfect. It's nice, but you know, it's not factory perfect.
Yeah, but I disagree with you. I disagree with you here because when you look inside my van, it looks very like, I don't even know how to describe it. It looks very like, it's very stale. It's very sterile. It looks like, you know, it's all like particle board and like cheap materials and it's all particle boards and plastic. Where inside yours, it's like, it's really, I mean, it's real wood. It's like, you know, it's like just really nice. There's like a log cabin vibe in yours, where mine looks like everybody else's Travato. And it's very sterile because, you know, everyone has different tastes. And so when an RV manufacturer is doing something like this, they got to order like 10,000 of those cabinets.
Yeah.
So everything is very, you know, very sterile in there,
Scaled.
plastic and cheap materials, where yours is like high-end materials. So I would disagree with you there. I think yours is, I would definitely prefer an interior like yours than an interior like
True.
mine. So.
One of the things with the build outs too, it's so, I watch a channel where they literally, I think they cut everything with a jigsaw and it worked out perfect. And then I have access to a large amount of tools. So, which is another like maybe disadvantage for some people, because you do have to have the tools to be able to do it. A shop or an area that you can do the build and the knowledge to do it.
Yeah.
So that can be an advantage and disadvantage, but not everybody, you know, has access to the tools, has access to a place to do the build out. I know my neighbors probably were ready to wring my neck a couple of times, but
yeah.
you do
I
have
don't
to
know
have
how
that.
many of your audience watches Foresty Forest, but
Yeah.
he buys vans and just parks them in Home Depot,
In
Lowe's,
Home Depot,
Lowe's
yeah.
parking lot, and just works on his van in the parking
In the
lot.
parking
So he
lot.
can just go inside and get whatever he needs. So that's another, I actually admire people like you, like him. Like it's amazing to me that you built this home right here. It's fascinating.
I actually had to do a plumbing repair on my van up in Minnesota in the Home Depot parking lot. So I know exactly how he feels. You got to do what you got to do when you got to do it. So
I think if I had to do it all over again, I don't know if I would build out, because I don't know if I have that kind of skill. You know, I would like to think I could figure it out, but what your van has taught me is I'd probably get a custom build. From someone like you that like is out there making vans, or from, you know, one of the companies that does custom builds, rather than a manufacturer, because the biggest reason is yours feels like a home and mine feels more like a, I don't know, like a rental or something. It's more, you know,
Good
it's
point.
more like a weekend thing, where yours feels like something I would want to live in.
yeah, and that's another one of the advantages, that you can build these out. I mean, whether, you know, my first build was a 1200 or 1500, I think it was. I did a Ford Econoline, I did an ambulance. So you can really do a van build on many different vehicles.
Yeah.
A lot of the ones that you buy, there's limited companies that sell the Class B completely build outs. So
Yeah.
you do have more of a variety and more choice of what you're building out. The Jigsaw channel, they built out a U-Haul box truck.
Yeah.
So,
That's so cool.
all right, well,
This
there
has
you
been
have
awesome.
it, the pros, the cons of buying new, building out. Thank you for doing this video.
I'm
with
like
me.
honored to be
What
on
a
your
good
channel.
time.
Yeah, I'm honored, Johnny, that you have me on your channel. I love your live streams. I think you have like the best live stream out there. So I
Awesome.
really appreciate you, and I appreciate Vanderella Kelly as
That's
well.
right.
So thank you very much for having me on your
Thank
channel.
you. Thank you. So don't forget, head over to 30 and a Wake Up, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys on the next video.